And welcome to the Redeye stream number. Who gives a flying fuck anyway? We're here today, and we're gonna lead off the show with drunken hippos. Are they actually getting drunk, MC? Or are they just running around eating people?
Well, this story was about Pablo Escobar had brought over several large critters from Africa to put on his hacienda, and some of the animals, most of the animals they captured after he was killed, and they expropriated, Colombia expropriated the land, and they put the giraffes and the elephants in the local zoos and so forth. Well, there were 4 hippos that decided, no, we're on our own out here, and so they escaped into the wild. Now there's 40 hippos roaming around, and the Colombians don't know how to get rid of them.
No. That is just amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that is just simply amazing. Carry on, sir.
And so they're like, well, they're an invasive species, but they keep trying to find a place for them, and nobody will take them. They even thought about taking them back to Africa, but the Africans said, no, they're probably just got your kind of parasites in there, and we don't need extra parasites over here, so they're your problem. So even the Africans will
white privilege. We don't need your white privilege fucking hippos.
Well, are the hippos on cocaine? I mean, these were Escobar.
They thought about sterilizing the poor hippos, but the cost of sterilizing just one was like $28,000. So they said, "Well, we can't afford that."
Yeah. Do you want to get? Do you want to get anywhere near? Do you want to get near a fucking hippo's nuts? That's a challenge.
Yeah. No, well, that's okay. For sterilization of the poor hippos, do the hippos not get a say? What if the hippos like having little hippo babies? I mean, what the fuck?
Well, so far they seem to like it because they went from 4 to 40 in 20 years.
Yeah. Today, happy hippos.
They're happy hippos at the moment.
Hippos alone. Yeah. See, the giraffes were the ones on meth.
Personally, I think they should take a few over and dump them in Venezuela and say, look, hippo meat.
This is the first image that comes up when I type in assault hippo in Google.
Run, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of there!
This gentleman has clothing on. Yeah, dude, hippo attacks are a big thing. There's more pictures. Hold on, I'll find more.
Hippos are dangerous.
Wait, I didn't know hippos were racist. The first thing you find is hippos chasing after a black guy.
Hippos chase after anybody. They don't care about the color. Hippos have been known to take out.
Oh, well, you don't know that. You don't know that. They've got something in it. You can't be sure.
Yeah.
You're right. We haven't had a thing of saying, let's see how fast they go after each color of human being. Let's capture like 20 of each, like 20 white people, 20 black people, 20 Asians. All right, get a few Latin Americans. We'll ship them over, and then we'll use them as a gauntlet and see how many.
MC, are you designing the new IQ test?
Hey, come on! That's such a ridiculous thought.
You're making sample sizes. I mean, come on! What the hell are we doing?
You can't just use a single person because that's not much of a sample.
No,
you need enough to get a representative sample going.
This is not how Hungry Hippos is supposed to work. It's supposed to be models, not human beings.
You need a double-blind test.
I mean, think about it. There's plenty of environmentalists that want to go out there and pet the hippo. They'll volunteer for it, right?
They wouldn't when they see one, especially
you don't let the other one see what happened to them.
Well, it would need to be an overly blind test for everybody, so no other participant would know what actually.
You send the environmentalist in one at a time.
Means a blind test. Now you're putting blindfolds on these poor people. Like they don't stand a chance.
Well, as long as it's an open field and there's no brush or something. Well, that would tell them
it's kind of like a one of those reality shows where they do different things, and it's a new reality show. Can you identify what this is? And they put them in a blind room. Okay, what is it? Go feel around for it, and you just kind of film it.
This isn't like you're doing your girlfriend's makeup challenge or something.
MC, this is the idea. If you can't see them, it's not gay.
Oh, I got it. No,
wait, you're saying the test?
No eye contact. No eye contact.
Oh, that's another thing. Is after you get done with the 20 to determine if they're racist or not, then you got to go other. Okay, are they heterosexual? Are they partial to homosexuals? Are they partial to trans people? Male trans, non-trans, non-identitarian. I mean, we got a large group here that we got to figure out.
So you're letting how do you identify a mincing hippo? A mincing hippo. How the fuck do you identify that?
All right, it's at points like this where I take solace in the fact that there are actually morale boards and stuff before certain scientific experiments go in. I don't think we're passing the snuff test, MC.
Are you saying that this would not be a test that would be that somebody like Berkeley wouldn't run? Are you saying Berkeley, California wouldn't try and run a test like this?
Yes.
They jump at it in an instant.
And Cabby, if you want to see a mincing hippo, you just have to walk around Cardiff about,
yes, that's true. Saturday night, yeah, Friday night.
There you go. I'm trying to help the scientific community here.
It's the same thing in Middlesbrough.
That's another test. Weight limits.
Well, I guess that's kind of where I was going to go. The whole weight thing. I was thinking,
what?
For half of the people,
you can't fucking fat shame a hippo. That's way out of line.
Well, no. Half of the people get locked in a room with a real hippo. The other half get Rosie O'Donnell. Let's see who
gets out alive.
Yeah. Let's see who has PTSD first after that experiment.
I mean, there are furries that identify as hippos, right?
Memes, this is you, mate.
Yeah, memes. This is in your wheelhouse.
I don't doubt the existence. To be fair, I'm not sure I've ever actually personally come across a hippo furry. Like elephant furries, fox furries, porpoise furries. I mean, I don't. I
Never mind.
You've talked with one. Porpoiseful discussion.
Talked with a porpoise?
Porpoiseful discussion. National Libertarian.
Porpoiseful discussion. Okay, whatever, dude. God damn. Okay, can we get worse than coked out hippos? What's next?
All right. So when are we giving them laser beams?
Put the freaking laser beams on the head of the hippos. I don't think they need laser beams.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the laser beams are for the sharks. We gotta.
You gotta. If the hippos, it was a contest between a hippo and a shark. I think the hippo would win.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, hippos are mean. If they can take out a freaking 20-foot crocodile, I think they can take out a freaking shark.
I think I'd rather make love to a hippo than Trigglypuff. I think it might be a more reasonable lover.
What? No. Cabbage, how dare you?
I would definitely suck a hippo.
The desperation is palpable.
Don't you fat shame Gladys. She's a lovely young hippo.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Now it's Gladys the hippo. Gladys. You're already naming the hippos.
Just from Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, no, you don't name them.
He's a reoccurring protagonist. They later became friends, but I wasn't watching the show at that point.
Means names the hippo. That's it. We have a new soundbite right there.
And which one is this one?
What? Oh, I already told you. You know her name. God, if you guys.
I'm not a man.
You're a sad man.
No, she's a man. As far as I know.
Is that the transitional hippo?
No, you need that.
It's the trans hippo.
Oh God.
Why don't you send the hippos to Venezuela? Aren't they hungry?
That was my suggestion. Send them to Venezuela. Tell people, hey, go out there and free hunt them. I mean, you want to get rid of the indigenous species, right?
Hand to hand. How many people does it take down a hippo?
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
No, we're not actually doing it. We have simulators for this.
Isn't this part of the experimentation? Isn't that how we started this conversation?
We could run this using D&D, not actual human subjects.
Sorry,
you never know whether or not a simulation is accurate enough until you see it put in actual practice.
Exactly.
E4 plus 1 subdual damage.
No, this is the problem with you and your liberal bullshit. You see, you want to work on theories, not practice. That's why
we're not battling a starving population to get the horde of hippos.
Hunger Games, the Venezuela edition.
Oh God!
Exactly.
What do you think?
Yes.
What do you think the Colombians are doing? They're like looking at this, going, "We got a horde of Venezuelans coming over. Let's put the hippos here." They'll be guard hippos. You'll have them going up and down the river. They'll be the border hippos. They won't have a border wall. They'll have border
Free
hippos.
defense.
America needs to get some of them for the Rio Grande.
I said this for a long time. I said piranhas and crocs. You know, and it's not like they haven't got enough of them.
The hippos would eat them.
The hippos would eat the crocs, but having hippos in the Rio Grande would stop a lot of the people trying to swim the Rio Grande River. You're right.
Yeah,
it would be an effective deterrent.
Yeah.
Someone needs to tweet that. Someone needs to tweet that to the president. He might like the idea. It might save him some money on the wall.
What? Yeah. What could go wrong by introducing a foreign species into a new environment?
Well, it's not, is it? Because it's already over there. So you know,
well, I mean,
too late.
It's in Latin. It's in South America. It's not North America. That is not a North America.
It's not going to turn up with a. It's not going to turn up with a fucking mariachi band.
But I don't know.
Sombrero on its head,
the one thing I don't know is that the United States gets colds at times. In fact, there's a major cold snap getting ready to hit right now. I'm curious to know whether or not the hippos could survive it.
They're migrating into the Gulf, and then they'll destroy the manatees.
What do you mean they'll destroy the manatees?
We're gonna learn so much more by trying it.
Oh, maybe they'll mate with the manatees.
There's even more reasons.
See, then you'll have another hybrid species. Look at the experimental capabilities.
There you go. Hey, you could end up with woolly hippos. Think about it, right? Give it a few generations, woolly hippos. They'll be cute.
Oh.
And then you can get miniature ones, and you can have them in your house, or in your handbag.
I think pygmy hippos might be a thing.
They are. But now you've got to imagine sort of clothes that the Californians will start designing for them. I mean, who really needs to see a hippo that looks like Pikachu? Let's be fair.
But Jensen, many hippos. The adorableness is almost.
Oh my God! He's been trapped by the cuteness factor.
It's the big eyes, isn't it? It's always the big eyes.
Look at him! Look at him squeal like one. Oh, he wants to have one so bad.
On MADDS Productions, I just want to let everybody know no hippos have been harmed in the making of this stream. So
well,
you're okay.
Let's be honest. A couple of them were slightly maimed. I mean, full transparency, but you know, maimed but not dead. They're still, you know, they'll be fine.
Wait, can you buy hippo meat at that place that sells lion steaks?
Okay, so now he wants to eat the pet that he's got in his little purse. You're a monster, Means.
He's always a liberal. What do you expect? They turn on their own.
I think enough people here have actually watched the episode of The Simpsons where Homer was giving his pet lobster a bath, and eventually got a little.
Don't forget Spider Pig.
Spider Pig.
I don't think I've ever seen a hippo being given a bath where somebody then tried to take a bite out of it.
Was it a very hot bath?
Were you trying to bathe the hippo in hot water?
Did it include carrots and potatoes?
I did not have.
I don't think that's a bath.
Either a bath or a very kinky date.
Hansel. Hansel.
Okay, all right.
All in a weakness.
Moving on from the hippos. Venezuela is falling apart, though, all jokes aside. I mean, maybe they would eat the hippos, but then they'd probably get a weird fucking I don't know, fucking virus or something. Who knows? If the Africans won't take the hippos back, then I don't want anything to do with them. I mean, they got Ebola in Africa, right? And they're scared of these hippos. Fuck that.
2 words. Mad. 2 words. Zombie hippos.
Ebola virus zombie hippos.
Yes.
That's nightmare fuel.
Oh God, no, Jesus. I mean, Christ, look, they came up with Sharknado. Don't give them ideas.
That was a good movie.
No memes.
It was retarded.
You just said that was a good movie. I want you to consider that.
The first 3 were all right.
No memes.
No, they weren't.
Did you watch all 3?
Not at all.
No memes.
5.
How would you know? You don't know. Maybe you'd like it if you tried it.
I tried
sorry.
one. That's all it needed. I never went back.
I
was
sure
not one of the people that this has
you.
to get better. I was not one of these people who pulling Russian roulette. That was another thing. There's the story about a Russian roulette cop.
Well, these things happen, but MC, come on, that movie didn't make you want to buy a chainsaw at the end.
Wait a minute, man.
See, that's like some really dodgy 50-year-old guy saying, well, you don't know until you've tried it. Some young, nubile person.
Isn't that the same thing that almost every mom does to their little kid when they don't want to eat anything other than hot dogs and macaroni?
Nope. Well, maybe in your
Are you saying a hippo is the same thing? A zombie hippo, an Ebola-ized zombie hippo is the same thing as eating your French fries?
That sounds terrifying, MC. Solve this hippo epidemic. We get to that point.
Oh, by the way,
GG, man.
By the way, I'm going to do no, and it's totally irrelevant to this topic because I know Mad wants to move on to another one anyway. But I am going to do myself mental damage. I'm going to watch the original Ghostbusters, and then I am going to watch the 2016 one directly after it and see just how brain damaged I can become. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so Cabby, when's the funeral? I do want to show up and pay that respect.
I will, people will be notified.
You should broadcast your audio of listening to it, just giving your commentary. Just because the level of cringe, it may be legendary.
You just hear Cabby sitting there. Well, this isn't that bad. His chair's squeaking, squeak, 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 and then boom, he blows his head off. Like escalating quickly.
No. I mean, you're not allowed to broadcast suicide on YouTube.
He's gonna go full Sam Kinison on him.
It won't be suicide. I'll just self-immolate. It'll be spontaneous combustion.
Cabbage, are you planning on
he's in a chair. You won't see his face. You'll just see his hands, and you'll see him in the rocking chair.
Just
you'll hear commentary from Cabbage. What's going on here? What the? And then you'll see him grip the edges of the chair. His body will start to convulse, and then flames will come out of nowhere.
You'll see his couple of wisps out with a pair of boots. That's all that's going to be left.
Come on, guys. The moment Leslie Jones comes onto the screen, he'll be flopping like a madman.
Maybe that's how we self-immolate.
Well, we shall see, because I am doing it in the morning. I've decided to do it. And I was thinking about recording the audio of it, just for the shits.
All you hear is screaming. Oh God, my eyes!
Because then
where's my bleach?
We can commission Bollocks to do some animation.
I can't unsee this. I can't unsee this.
I know. You see, the thing is, I think this experience is either going to make me love Ghostbusters the original even more for appreciating just how bad it could have, like this shit can be, or it's going to destroy it for me as to how it could be so, corrupted. So it's a risk. Gotta say.
Well, just remember the most highest paid hippo actress in the world is in that Ghostbusters 2016 movie. So you get to watch a really rich hippo. It'll be great.
Oh, I thought they were in Peppa Pig.
Well, the pig's not a hippo, is it, you idiot?
Pepe the pig? I thought it was Pepe the frog.
Oh, no, it's Peppa Pig.
Peppa
Pig show. I think they have a hippo.
No, they don't. You're an idiot. Shut up. You're babbling like a loser. As always.
But no, Cabby, I hope you do survive that ordeal. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, you'll live.
I'll let you know. Well, Tuesday is your day off, so you won't be. Obviously can't get in touch with you. So if I'm not here on Wednesday,
we know, Cabby.
You might want to check hospitals.
No. I may know what will happen, because if anybody's watched Optimus's latest video, his creepypasta reading, it's about 12 minutes, and I believe that may be what will happen to Cabby.
Are you saying Cabby is going to participate in the Russian sleep experiment?
He reads.
I'm not Italian. How dare you? I'm English.
Where they're
Come on,
testing
buddy.
certain particulates on volunteers.
Yeah, Cabby, you want some good gas?
I'm not a fucking dago. How dare you? Don't
Oh dear.
But no, I did want to talk about Venezuela a little bit. The military is fracturing. The people are filling up the streets. How long until we actually witness the demise of Venezuela as a viable state?
I think you saw that already. So, as a viable state, I mean, it's gonna. You're gonna see a war happen.
we're going to say Venezuela
a lot of bloodshed.
Right, it hasn't been a viable state in an awful long time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like this is a new thing.
It's not going to. I mean, nothing's going to change. I mean, it's not viable now. It chose. They voted this in. The Venezuelan people voted this in. They voted to starve themselves to death. All right. So,
what if oil prices went back up to their peak?
It has nothing to do with that. It has literally nothing to do with the oil prices. MADDS, and this is what I tried to explain to other people on a stream fairly recently. They were producing 3 million barrels a day. All right, that's what they were producing. Now they're producing 1 million barrels a month. Okay, that's how far down, okay, their production is due to their lack of infrastructure and how badly that whole situation has collapsed. They can't even produce this oil. They can't even get it out of the ground.
They voted to starve themselves. I don't think anybody looked at the ballot and checked, I'm going to starve myself.
If you sit up there and looked at that ballot and said, I'm voting for socialism, you voted to starve yourself, because that's always the outcome when you vote for it.
Isn't the majority of Venezuela socialist? Sorry, voice.
No, it's okay. I mean, no, I was just going to say, if there's any Venezuelans watching, I'll give you a little trick to get oil out of the ground. There's a show called Beverly Hillbillies. All you have to do is shoot the ground and the oil will come.
Just keep firing. Eventually it'll come out.
Oh, it needs to be in the right spots. You need a critical hit. Be very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. It's probably not going to work.
All right. Well, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to grab a soda out of the fridge. So give me like 30 seconds. But go ahead and continue, guys.
No problem.
You think that going and doing a Beverly Hillbillies thing is going to get these guys to be able to
he was just joking, for God's sake. He was joking.
No, I thought
Americans are so fucking literal.
American Revolution. Wait a sec, Cabby. Is that how the American Revolution started? Because somebody started trolling, hey, there's oil in the ground. Shoot at it. All right. Oh, my God, they're shooting us. That's how Lexington conquered. You are the time traveler. Thank you.
When has oil been discovered in Massachusetts? Where are the great oil fields in Connecticut?
We have oil.
Where? Yeah, it's roaming around out there in the ocean.
It's in Hollywood. It's in.
Leave our whales alone.
It's in Kmart and Walmart.
No,
that's why you get your oil.
The Kmart's done. No. At Walmart.
Yeah, crisp and dry. That's you fucking
Maybe a little
right.
at Target. At the mobile station.
So I was just thinking when I walked to the fridge and grabbed a soda.
Hey,
One, I'm drinking.
it's a red letter day.
One, I'm
You
drinking
stole it.
Fanta, which is a Nazi soda, so that's weird. And then I digressed, and actually, Fanta was created by the Coca-Cola company during World War II. That way, they could still sell it over in Germany. Anyway,
And the factory never got bombed.
and then after I thought about Fanta, I jumped to the Nazi penguins, and I'm like, wait a minute, the hippos are going to call upon the penguins for help. I just wanted that.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
No. The hippos.
The penguin. Well, how could the penguins get down into a river in Venezuela or Colombia?
Wouldn't make any sense.
They're riding those glaciers, MC. No, you don't know the true terror of global warming.
Did you read what the temperatures are going to be?
This is a liberal secret. We don't want to release the Nazi penguins.
Did you read what the temperature is going to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
Probably
tomorrow.
Go on.
It's going to be -20 without the wind chill. With the wind chill, it's expected to be -160.
Yeah, you put a couple of Geordies. Hey, you put some Geordies down there. They'll be in t-shirts.
I've seen the -18s and -20s in that area before. One of my buddies went to flight school out in North Dakota, and literally half the school.
South Dakota and North Dakota are different states. You do realize this, right?
Yes.
You do realize that one is
why do you need two?
Okay, several hundred miles away, there's a subterranean school because it's so freaking cold in the winter. MC, it's cold in that part of the country.
Okay, in Nebraska, they're going to have -20s as well. Is it
cold? A lot of
cold
it's
there?
the jet stream.
I
realize.
Isn't there somewhere north of there that it's called Canada? And,
in Minnesota, they're putting out warnings to the people saying you've never seen it ever get this cold. When you go outside, don't talk because even breathing is dangerous.
Okay, yeah, but that's retarded. Come on, I mean that is just the media going nuts.
You have a bunch of liberals.
No, you don't want to
around holding their breath and shit.
Yeah, they're retarded.
No, because if it is that cold, it is very piercing. Your body does start to sustain damage.
Well, yeah, but that's why you have scarves and things, and you breathe through your scarf. I mean, nobody told you.
Yeah, no exposed skin.
Yeah, it's just
I wear my dad's old ski jacket. It's a nice goose down, dude. It's like a 30-year-old jacket. It's got some holes in it, but with layers below that, dude, I'm like sweating when it's freaking like I'm like chiseling ice and shit from like one of the last storms. That was a shitty storm, but whatever.
I'm kind of surprised by the temperatures actually getting that low though, because this winter where I'm at, dude, it hasn't been that bad at all. I haven't even seen snow. And I'm up in the Cascades.
I've seen a couple of flurries, but nothing. But it's been cold. I mean, it's that bitter sort of damp cold. Just chills you to the bone.
We probably had like 26 inches so far, maybe 30, depending on where you are.
Is that black snow?
The black snow?
Well,
what the hell's black snow?
Oh, the stuff in the supermarkets in the middle of June. It's all like the gunk and stuff that holds it together.
MC, black snow is like white snow but oppressed.
Oh, it's oppressed snow.
Opium.
Yeah, he doesn't get any of this. He's fucking literal. Literal.
Well, no, I'm looking at the chat. Oz is in the chat. He says, "Can't we just
nuke the penguins before you answer?
Can't you just nuke the penguins?"
No, but you just piss them off. No, you just piss them off. That's all that would happen. They just get angry then. Not a good move.
At least they'd glow in the dark, so you'd be able to see the bastards coming.
Mutated penguins. That'd be kind of cool.
You're going to turn the penguins into kaiju. And with their Nazi disposition, oh God, with their Nazi disposition, they're going to try to destroy us all. Because they'll be like, you are lesser creatures. You are smaller than us.
Mutant Hitler penguin.
Oh my God. Then they'll share the radiation.
Do you see it taking up Buenos Aires?
There you are. That'd be much more fun than fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, Teenage Mutant Hitler...
Jensen, the mutagen.
Mutant, penguins. That'd be a far better series.
Think about the penguins of Madagascar on steroids.
Yes. Will somebody penguin?
What's the fucking leader penguin in that goddamn show? Like, he's a tricky fucker. I don't want him to be fucking mutated. Yeah.
And the thing
Wait,
is,
is
you
that
can
a
give him a
Reagan
cash. It'd be perfect.
Was that a Reagan reference? What?
Oh no,
He's a
something.
babbling loon. Ignore him. He just
No, the Gipper. No, I thought you said like the name was the Gipper.
Yeah. It wasn't
Well,
nothing was said like that. You're just hearing voices.
There's one thing we don't have to worry about, because thanks to the ingenuity of the penguins, they got the jobs to kill all the whales, so they won't have any big guns to bring.
Oh, right.
Well, you have a point.
Killer whales are not their friends, though.
That's a trick they've been actually feeding out to the humans for ages. What you don't realise, that's carrier fleet, dude.
Wait, are you saying I shouldn't have freed Willie?
Yes.
No, we think you shouldn't have been born. So shut up.
Jesus.
Previous
Talk about brutality. You shouldn't even be alive.
Do I bring up Miss XX Mrs. Memes map?
You're the wank that
was
should
the
have
last time I
happened.
transitioned from potential postpartum abortions into a lighter topic.
Well, you are the wank that should have happened. All right, now shut up and sit down. What were you saying there, MC?
My mom's fault.
Yeah. Cheap bitch thing. Home to legs.
No, my dad didn't want kids.
How big of a budget would we need to make a giant penguin movie happen? All right, I'm saying old school, like Godzilla style, you know, where we're using models and shit. That's how we'll record it.
We would need an animation studio and just use their API through licensing, and it would be cheaper than using models.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do stop motion. That takes forever.
You could commission suit yourself.
Slow. Yeah, you need a graphics engine for that, but
or here's an idea: we get a ship and we go and we nick a few of them.
Yeah, and we do it live. We do it for real.
Throw a few them and fill the bottom of the ship up.
I want to blow up a penguin.
We're gonna get sued.
I want to blow up a penguin. I'm not even sure how to even comment on that. I want to blow up a penguin.
It's in my bucket list. What can I say?
It's in your bucket list to detonate a penguin.
Yes, it is now.
It is now.
No, we're not treating them like children have treated seagulls by feeding them certain fizzy things that make No,
Cabby wants to wrap C4 around them and explode them. There's no feeding.
That's right. I want jihadi penguins.
How to detonate a penguin. Details at 10.
I want to see that head. I want to see how high that head can launch.
We are not converting the penguins to Islam. We're not.
What? No, they can become whatever the heck they want. Hey, you go your way, I'll go Yahweh, whatever. But all I know is if we're going to hunt creatures upon this earth, we need to do it in a very tactful way.
A tactful way? How about we do it the natural way?
Like putting a bolt in its head.
No. You can do it the natural way. You just bring out the spear. You just bring out the hippos.
What? MC, you saying?
Yeah, can we set the hippos? The hippos are gonna defend
the running of the hippos. Is this becoming a thing? Is this going to become like the new tradition over there? It's like, well, we're doing the yearly running of the hippos. They can raise a shit ton of money from it. Although actually, people
they might raise a shitload of money.
But I think the term hungry hippos came from.
Oh my god! My childhood has been a lie. I thought they were just jolly creatures.
Did they look jolly? Did you ever play that stupid game?
Yes!
Because jolliness was not something that I would associate with.
It was a very violent piece of plastic that I was spastically hitting that I actually had a very high outcome of success on. But I think
that's because of your OCD, you fucking weirdo.
They were friendly.
The hippos were friendly?
If they were on your side. And you didn't see many of them. No, this goes back to the whole, like, do you know any hippo furries? And I'm like, I don't know.
I think it's a missed opportunity, MC. I think it's a missed opportunity. We weaponized dolphins. I mean, surely hippos. I mean, there must be like dreadnoughts, an equivalent. You know? Don't you think?
The only one I know is a libertarian.
Well, the only hippo you know is a libertarian.
No.
What's the fuck?
Porpoise.
What are you talking about?
The only porpoise you know is a libertarian.
A libertarian. Yeah. I think he's been on here.
I think you're disabled.
Okay, all right. We gotta leave the hippos alone, or else they're gonna fucking rise up, and it's not gonna be pretty. All right, we already have the freaking penguins to deal with, the emus in Australia, the drop bears, fucking mountain lions in my backyard. I don't need a hippo situation. All right.
You're not thinking it through, Mad. The hippo can help you get rid of the mountain lion. Just something you want to think about. How many times have you heard of mountain lions eating hippos? Never. And do you know why you don't hear about hippos eating mountain lions? Because there are no survivors.
Only if Mad can brand stalk the mountain lion and flawlessly battle the hippo will he have a chance. Other than that, I think the hippo's going to eat the mountain lion.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure that the mountain lion would jump at the freaking hippo in the water.
Hang on, Mod. You've been going on about this mountain lion that you're back your yard for over a year. Are you seriously that bad a fucking shot?
He's got a point. He does have a point.
Oh, wait a second. Wait, hold on. Wait. Voice, are you saying Mads Tonka?
Oh,
I have no idea what that reference means. So,
Tonka and Warski.
My apologies to Tonka. Oh, and Mad.
Why?
Yeah, he has a wheelchair. What's he need your apologies for? And I still think they should have made the ring wheelchair accessible. Maybe he would have showed up, but you know. It is what it is. Okay, so Eugene, Oregon, soy boy gets shot at a school because he's a fucking idiot. Anybody else see the body cam footage? Because I saw it, and dude was a fucking idiot. There's no way I could even say the cop fucked up at all. Even I don't even like Eugene Police Department, but that was a clean shoot.
Was he trying to collect boulders for some reason?
No, he was having a custody fight with his what was going to be his ex-wife is now his widow, I suppose, because he's dead. But he took the shit to a school. He went to his kid's school and started raising hell, right?
Mandodgy, it was just a mundane Matt reference, that's all.
He was.
Oh, I know.
He was. He went to the school. Somebody called the police. He said that his first comment was the principal hasn't asked me to leave. He hasn't said a word to me. The police said, "Look, you've got to leave." He basically said, "No, I'm not going to leave." And then they said, "Okay, you're under arrest." Then he started struggling, and then he reached back in his back to try and pull out a gun. At which point he was shot.
Yeah, and you missed the chain of events there. He did get his hand on his gun, and he did squeeze the trigger twice and missed the cop by inches, right?
Well, you don't see that on the video. You can infer that. But I didn't see it on the video. At least the video that I saw didn't show that. But then again, I mean, you could see them struggling, and you can hear shots being fired. That's true. But what you see is basically him struggling when he gets taken down, and then everything becomes, you're too close to the action. You can't really tell what's going on.
No, well, they
far more impressive if
they collect the firearms.
If he could have pulled out. Imagine if he pulled out the hippo. That would have been far more impressive.
I don't know if they would have stopped the hippo.
You're
Death by
telling
hippo.
me you want to breed AR-15 hippos? Wow.
Well, I searched assault hippo.
It's a big holster, but it's worth it.
it's worth the extra leather.
The extra hide. So I just use a caribou.
Wait, did I ever write
the moose gun was just a little too large.
You know what irritates me about the whole situation, though? One, it happened at a school. Shots were fired with children present at the school. But also, they're going to count this as a school shooting, right? In the
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
It's irritating.
Well, I don't believe any of it until I hear some penguin, you know.
Until penguin news.
Yeah, I want to see some
Cabbage
penguin
sees it on
witnesses.
Penguin News. He thinks it's all false.
Cabbage, you joke about this now, but if you get a mad genius, a whole bunch of cute, adorable penguins and some high-end operating software, if we can recreate President Barack Obama saying whatever, imagine if you had an adorable penguin.
Record it and they say Penguin News Alert. Penguin News Alert.
I want it on a fucking ticker tape, damn it.
CNN. The top avian form of news in penguin form.
I should get one of those programs like Ghastly and AP fucking have, you know, where it has like a penguin up, and as I talk, its fucking face moves along with it. It'd be cool. We could have the Penguin News. It'd be great.
Oh yeah. National Libertarian did with that with the communist slug. He was a pretty cool cat.
Penguin News.
That could be hilarious anyway. But no, okay. I mean, yeah, there's not really much else to talk about when it comes to that shooting incident. But I mean, it does remain that they're going to count that as the school shooting. It's going to go into statistics. So now when they're throwing around there was this many school shootings already in 2019, they're going to include that, and that's not even. It wasn't a school shooting. You know what I mean?
Well, no, it was. Shots were fired. People were shooting at each other. That should technically.
The sad part is this guy's daughter was at the school at the time, and her father was killed at the school trying to see her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, that doesn't justify his actions in any way, shape, or form, but it shows you what happens when you're talking about these things are tragedies. There's no way to prevent that from happening. How can you prevent a freaking lunatic, a left-wing nut job? And you can't argue with me that he wasn't a left-wing nut job, all right? With his whole freaking, kill the patriarchy freaking shirt. It wasn't quite like that, but I mean, he was obviously a left-wing lunatic, all right? Going in there having a custody battle, and the first thing he starts going is, "Well, I haven't been told to leave by the principal. I haven't been told to leave by the principal." And then arguing with the police officer says, "You need to leave the premises." If he'd have left the premises at that point, would anything have happened? No. He'd have left the premises and it would have been over. The whole situation would have been diffused. Instead, he decides, no, he's going to, quote unquote, stand his ground because the police can't tell him what to do. And the result is his child now grows up without a father.
Yeah, but then again, with a father like that, probably done him a
No,
favor.
hang on, MC. Considering he was wearing that shirt with "Smash the Patriarchy" or whatever, I'm pretty sure the kid wasn't his.
True, exactly. That's what I mean. The kid's better off,
So really,
nothing to be gained from a father like that.
Given the context, and where was this again?
Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene.
So it's over in Eugene. Eugene, I believe, is an open carry state. It's got a very built-in gun culture and everything. But then again, you are bringing a gun to a school while you're with your future ex-wife.
And he was hiding. See, the weapon was concealed on school property. He had no business taking a firearm to a school.
So seriously, MC, how much of a correlation?
Aren't they a gun-free zone? The leftists. How did the leftists get a pistol into a gun-free zone?
how much actually do you think the Smash the Patriarchy and Chill shirt had to do with this particular situation?
Because it's the mindset. It's the mind of the person.
No, I don't think it had anything necessarily to do with the situation. But
No,
he
I
was
think
a
it's an
left-wing
expression.
lunatic. He was a left-wing lunatic. I mean, you can't argue that point.
It's an expression of his.
No, I'm not
perspective.
arguing any of that at all. He definitely seemed like much more of a leftish individual, especially if you're going to a school with a shirt like that. Hey, that's a political statement. But
I think that this, if you want to know the truth of the matter, I think this was death by cop. I think this person went there to be killed by the police.
You think it was a suicide? It was a suicide by cop. Yeah.
If you happen to have that shirt based upon that situation, or if you happen to
probably found out the kid wasn't his.
I just think it was a situation that was.
He'd never noticed
like,
the kid.
No,
was black.
it sounded like a powder cake situation, and I think, like MC said, it might be one of those things where you don't want to actually have to.
Well, real quick, looking at the chat, Oz says, it's amazing how many shooters turn out to be left-wing. Yeah, do you think their fear of firearms is them projecting their own incompetency upon the rest of us?
Well, it's true, because, I mean, if you look at that YouTube one, when they went and tried to shoot out, what was it, the couple, I mean, like that woman, she couldn't hit a fucking barn door. She was fighting all over the place. Nobody got shot. Used up an entire clip and no injuries.
Last year, the guy shooting at Rand Paul and them playing doing baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
trouble is though, but there are shooting ranges.
But people did get hurt and people did get seriously injured in that event.
Yeah, and these people are starting to. That they are adopting,
and it was a congressman who almost died, and it was he was targeting Republican congressmen, and nobody gives it the any kind of real seriousness that this was left-wing radicals in a political attack.
The flame.
I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, but MC, that's the thing. That's what really gets me about that one. That one was so blatantly obvious that it was, it was politically motivated. There was no if, buts, or maybes about it. I mean, that was the intention. And, I mean...
Right before he started shooting, he asked, it's like, are those Democrats or Republicans? Republicans. He locked, loaded, and opened fire.
There you go. See? There's no if, buts, or maybes on that one.
And how were they treated? No. You got people that yesterday were talking about how on Twitter you need to find out to have another thing like that to go after the Covington High School kids.
Yeah, and that's
so that tells you what the mindset is that you're dealing with on the left. Now, I keep bringing this up. Like we are much closer to a civil
with people that literally have an anxiety disorder.
It isn't. It has nothing to do with an anxiety disorder. They hate the left. Hates conservatives. It's not an exaggeration. They want us dead. They want people who are conservative dead.
Look, I mean, you've seen this, right?
It's not an exaggeration, all right? This is what they truly want. This is what they truly desire.
MC, this is the problem that you see with so many liberals. They have no control of themselves. You've seen this with what was it? It's ma'am. You got people going into GameStop and sort of demanding this, that, and the other. I mean, all these liberals who are going around and just demanding it. They have absolutely no.
How many times? You're right.
They can't control their, their
but it's beyond that.
level.
How many times has Memes tried to sit up there and tell, well, there's reasonable leftists? Where are they?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's because their anxiety level. That's what I'm saying.
Where are they? Where are they standing up and on television going, this can't stand? Where are they, Memes?
Well, unfortunately, that doesn't seem to fit into the current meta that folks are playing. That's why I don't like it.
Doesn't matter about
because they don't exist. They'll use that as an excuse as long as no one really pays attention to it. But when push comes to shove, they will not stand up.
Yeah, but the thing is, MC, hang on, MC. This is the point I was saying, is that they just snap. I mean, when you look at the real people who snap, they tend to be the ones on the left. Because they're so anally retentive. They don't have any outlets for their, whatever their issues are.
Yes. Yeah,
and that's why you end up with the fucking lunatics. Now, memes, don't start talking meta and trying to use some fucking liberal horseshit terminology that means nothing and nobody's ever going to relate to or, you know, even respect.
Oh,
right? It's not about that.
Tulsi Gabbard's for Mr. MC over there, who is an actual person who I could actually see myself voting for. Again, I haven't looked into her too much, but all I know is certain folks like her for some reasons. Other folks don't like her. I'm like, that's telling me.
What was her comment? Did she come out and say this is absolutely outrageous and we must not allow this kind of stuff to define the left? Did she say that?
Let's see.
No, I think she did. I do believe that quote. Yeah, I do believe I heard that quote a couple of times.
Really?
Yes, of course. Because, you know.
Show it to me.
Oh, I forgot to ask you today.
Maybe it was a penguin.
Gabby, I forgot to ask. Have you guys left Europe yet? Are you out of the EU yet?
No, it's not going to happen until March 28th, I think.
28th or 29th, I think.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys finally
eventually
going through with the hard Brexit then? You're done?
Well, I fucking hope so, but who knows? I mean, Theresa May is a fucking she's a totally loose cannon, mate. Nobody knows what the fuck.
They keep talking like, well, we got to find a way to deal with this. You saw the deal, whether people like Theresa May or don't like Theresa May. She got the best deal she's ever going to get, that the British are ever going to get, all right, from the EU. They will not renegotiate. They won't change their terms.
MC. No, that's complete and utter fucking bullshit. She did not get the best deal. She didn't get any deal. She got down on her knees.
She did. Indeed.
I don't disagree with you, but if she would have gone in for a hard line thing, it wouldn't have been any deal anyway. They weren't going to negotiate.
I mean, no. That's how she should have gone in to begin with.
Right, but the EU wasn't going to get. The EU. You would have been in the same state now as you would if you went in saying we're going to go in and we're going to play hardball because they weren't.
But if we'd have played it that way at the beginning and said, look, we are now going to go look at our own interests. We're leaving on this date, and if she'd have done it when she fucking should have done it, not 2-3 years ago now. I mean, don't forget how long this fucking thing.
No, I understand that. But the thing is, was the deal going to be?
All she had to do was say, Article 50, here you go, 9 o'clock, Monday morning. That thing should have been on Juncker's desk and said, we are out of here.
Well,
if you want to talk to us, come and talk to us.
Aside from the delay factor, all right, the EU was never going to talk to you guys.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason that we should have been talking to other countries, because we'd now wasted 3 years of negotiation time within, other international partners.
Yeah, you have done that. I will agree with that.
That's what she's pissed away. Stupid fucking cow. Seriously. Drop a fucking hippo on that bitch.
I mean, Cabbage, you need to be nice to animals. And your politicians don't drop hippos on them.
No.
Okay, so we'll go old school. Dumbo drop. Drop an elephant on that.
We do have. Yeah, we have ways to do that. Parachute.
Elephant drones. Yeah, it'll be great. No.
I want a laser guided.
So did you find Tulsi Gabbard's wonderful statement standing up for the people that are violent on the left?
I have not found that.
Mm.
I'm sure there's a comment somewhere.
Yeah, but it wasn't easily available, was it? It wasn't right on out there, was it, Beans?
You keep doing your Tim Pool bullshit.
Because you went looking for it, didn't you? And found out, this isn't there. What am I actually looking at?
I'm sure a comment exists because I'm pretty sure
you wish every member of Congress exists. You are begging to find the comment. This is the same thing Nachi said. Well, I'm sure that there won't be that cooler heads will prevail. There won't be a civil war because cooler heads will prevail. No, that's wishful thinking.
Pointing that out? No, there's not. Should there be? Yes, there should.
Oh, you're such a fucking Tim Pool twat. You really are. You know better than Tim Pool. This wishy-washy bullshit.
No, he's better than Tim Pool. Not by a lot, but he is better than Tim Pool.
No. Seriously, it's the same fucking ooze.
Jeez.
I like Tim Pool.
Yeah, you like a lot of things mean. We know.
Yeah, well, Tim's kind of wishy-washy, but...
Primordial ooze.
What? Primordial ooze?
Yeah.
Oh, Cabbage, you're inviting me to
great
your
expectations, home? Right?
What a guy. We're gonna have a pool party and jump into the ooze. That sounds like what should have been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, hold on a second. Are you saying that you like jumping into rings full of Jello?
I like Jello.
Dad, we found your second.
I have been in a ring.
I swear to God, you can't help this guy. You can't help him. He's suicidal.
Well, technically, you can help anybody. You could give them money, although that can actually be a bad thing sometimes.
Because it's not helping, is it?
Oh, no, it makes things much worse.
Give an alcoholic $1.
If Cabby has a pool party, means you're going to end up, floating in the pool.
Dude, last time one of my buddies, he kind of fell in.
You're right. And you know what? The police officer would also cover it up for me because
No, just because he was from Bangladesh doesn't mean that we cover it up. God.
Better all the time.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Don't piss off Cabby. He'll pay off the fucking police department and shit.
I wouldn't have to pay him off. I just have to introduce him.
What's your defense? Here, watch this. 15 minutes later. Yeah, okay. Nothing to see here.
Episode 19. Here's 7.5 minutes.
It's called justifiable homicide. Justifiable homicide.
It took Cabbage 4 hours to get to that point. I can do it in 7 minutes.
What?
No, when you're watching the Ghostbusters, the original and the 3.
Oh God! Right? Yeah.
Don't you call that monstrosity Ghostbusters 3?
I am going to do it. I mean, I went through Venom, and I did the same thing with Aquaman, and Jesus, they were painful. So
you didn't like Aquaman?
It sucked. It really sucked.
Cabby?
No, I didn't like it at all.
Do you like anything that's come out in the past decade? Sorry, Jensen.
Oh, I do, yeah. I mean, in Infinity Wars was brilliant. I love that.
I'd just like to know your opinion on Aquaman when he finally got his costume on. How gay did he look?
That's what I mean, you see. It's just one big puff fetish thing. I don't know.
One big foot fetish? Is that what you just said?
No, puff fetish. No, it's an English thing. Yeah,
okay.
puff.
Cabbage,
Puff means queer.
Communities you attack.
And I've also got, oh Jesus, I mean, I've even been holding off watching The Orville. I mean, I've still got 4 episodes of The Orville to watch as well. So I watched the first one and I got disappointed. So needless to say,
you were disappointed in The Orville?
Well, I mean, it was okay. I mean, the first series was all right, but the first episode of the second series.
That's the only one that I've seen actually of The Orville. And I have to admit, I was very disappointed. I was like, "What is this crap?"
Yeah, exactly. Really lackluster, wasn't it? There's nothing there.
It was bad.
Really poor.
Yeah, the reason I was disappointed in Aquaman because, looking at the comics and Smallville, I was quite distressed to find out that poor old white blonde-haired Aquaman had turned into Samoan.
Yeah, there was that little thing. I didn't want to mention it.
Remember,
how was it portrayed? Was the movie any good?
Actually,
I'm sorry, but I don't think it was even particularly well done. I mean, people say the special effects were excellent. I don't know. Maybe it was because of the copy that I had that is, 720 or 1080. I mean, maybe it works really well in 4K, but I don't know.
Well, what did you think, Jensen?
Piss poor.
Well, the only good parts I can say about the film is the underwater stuff was kind of pretty, and the creatures were cool, and there was a kaiju, so that should keep memes happy.
Oh,
wait, what?
There was a kaiju, so the memes will be happy.
Oh, I should watch Aquaman. Okay. Well, they have the serpent in Thor.
Aquaman has now jumped up on his priority list because there's a kaiju in it.
I just finished Dragon Ball Z Broly.
Release the tissues.
But no.
Am I the only one who didn't even really like Aquaman in the comics or the cartoons? Like,
No,
I didn't like it. It's complete nonsense. It's not even Aquaman. It's fucking Fish Boy. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So they improved it. Is it possible to do a positive change once in a while?
No, it's just crap. It's a crap
Because
idea.
all I know is
fishy dude can what? He can move water and stuff like that. I mean, why not just call him, Poseidon? I mean, at least if you're gonna try and utilize ancient Greek, mythology, just fucking use it. But then call it Aquaman. It's like.
So, not that I think that Ben Affleck was the best Daredevil ever, but when they made the original Daredevil movie back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they actually did do a substitution in there as well. The gentleman
I think that the term
actually played the
Daredevil
role very
and
well.
Ben Affleck should never be used again.
It never really should have been considered in the first place, but MC, we all make mistakes. These things happen. I mean,
one other thing I've got.
Garfield was a thing. We have to remember.
Yeah, exactly. Because of fuckers like you who ended up sticking them in the back of their cars.
You're blaming him for Garfield now?
I
mean,
will
there's a lot of
blame
things
him
you
for
can blame
everything.
on memes, but I don't think you can blame Garfield on memes.
I bet you he's one of the cunts who had one of those little, car, animals stuck on his back window.
How dare you go after Peter Venkman like that? How are you going to watch frickin' Ghostbusters now?
Frickin' well, you're not even Peter Venkman. Well, like I said, I'm watching the original. Although, should I do it in reverse order? Maybe that might avoid my suicide.
Now you're thinking of ways to survive, huh?
That's right, exactly, and the survival instincts kicked in. Although I also have Watchmen lined up as well, so I've got that.
Oh, that's a good movie. I actually like Watchmen.
It's fucking brilliant.
You liked Watchmen?
I did
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
I love that one.
I
Yeah,
thought the Watchmen was
good one.
boring.
It
I really did.
I know what you mean. I mean, you got to kind of get it into the story. You need to be in the right mood.
Now, and I hadn't read the series ahead of time. Okay, so I knew nothing about it going into it, and I watched it, and I was like, "This is boring."
Yeah,
was not Infinity Wars.
You've got to be in the right state of mind because you've got to follow the storyline and things. It's not just image blah blah blah. It's not eye candy. It's actually a story. So
well, that's fine. But as I was watching it, all I could think of is, okay, this plot is.
Where's the tits?
No,
I
didn't. I wasn't looking to see where the tits was.
It seemed like there should be a lot more that was actually happening.
Well, I don't mind character development. I don't mind depth to characters, but in a single movie, you're not going to be able to do much character development to begin with. And the little snippets that they attempted to me it just fell flat. It was like, okay, and I just came about going, eh.
I can understand how you think that way because, there's a few films where I've seen them the first time and I wasn't kind of synced in with it, and I just sort of mediocre. And then you go back and you see them in the right state.
It could also be the fact that they had hyped it so much.
That never works. No, that's why I never watch anything that's been hyped. That's why I've waited this long to see what Ghostbusters 2016 is actually all about. Because I mean, as hideous as it might be, I can't believe it's as bad as people say. But I don't have any.
It is
right.
Oh, it can't be this bad.
All right, but I am, like I said, I'm even giving it a fucking opportunity here, right? So I'm trying to be generous.
Watch Ocean's 13.
No, thank God.
I think I started to.
Ocean's 12 was bad enough.
It wasn't the first one.
Ocean, even the remake of Ocean's 11, I could tolerate Ocean's 11, but Ocean's 12 was horrible.
It wasn't the second one.
So it's better than
Was
something
it
it wasn't.
12 or was it Ocean's 12 or 13? One of
12
them.
was
I
the
went and
third
saw.
of the original, and then 13 was the fourth one where they changed some of the demographics of the cast.
Well,
We need voice
I don't
to
know,
come in on
I
this.
remember watching. I think it was a sequel in theaters, and I actually fell asleep. It was that boring. I fell asleep. In
Oh
the
my
theater.
god, that's not good.
Either that or he was that drunk. One of the
But-
two. It's all good.
We need voice on this one because I mean he's
Well, he's
film-
he's
film
the
fanatic.
he's the one doing the critics, you know, the film critics,
Mm-hmm.
the rating system.
Unfortunately, we can't summon him by putting a quarter into the machine.
Now he's Irish. He'll turn up if you bring a glass of whiskey.
Well,
to
the last thing I
there we go. See.
the last thing I heard someone say was that we were about to take Fort Bragg.
I was saying we should try to summon him by putting a quarter in the machine, but it didn't work. But apparently it may have worked. Or maybe
Yes.
Cabby's offer for booze.
Man, no, I understand the big reference, and it wasn't funny. You dick.
How long
Shut up.
until they decide? You know what's a good idea? Let's redo Back to the Future.
Just one thing in the Ghostbusters, there is a rumor. I don't know how true it is, but apparently it's going to be not teenagers but kids in Ghostbusters
Yep.
3.
I heard that.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the new
this
remake
is-
of
yeah.
Ghostbusters is Ghostbusters Kids or something like that.
Yeah, it's
They'll
yeah.
probably make more money.
Doesn't sound promising, honestly. You know what I don't understand with these franchises is why they can't recognize that they are appealing to certain parts of a franchise appeals to an adult audience and certain parts appeal to a young audience. So just make different ones. Make an R1 and make a younger one. I mean, hell, you're doubling your because the parents are still going to take the kids to the other one, right? They can
That's
throw in a
the
few jokes and
smart
stuff that they'll
thing
get.
to do. Well, no,
Right?
then you create the universe because
Exactly.
that's what they originally wanted to do.
And then the kids can migrate from the young stuff into the adult stuff too. So that not only that, you get secondary sales. You know, why aren't these people? I mean, how fucking brain dead are these people?
Cabbage, they're front loading the amount of proton packs they want to sell. I say this literally based upon experience because my mom literally got into a fight grabbing me the last proton pack for my 7th birthday.
Well, it's like this, Cabby. These decisions are all being made by a certain demographic that, don't like ovens.
yeah, no, not good cooks.
Wait,
Well,
no, I
that-
thought you were some Italians.
No, you don't get it, meme. Shut up. Sit in your corner.
Shut up.
Ghostbusters was pretty diverse.
Yeah. Get in your corner.
Well, I just don't want them to come up with the brilliant idea of redoing Back to the Future. Can we just leave that one alone, please? Thank you.
Wait, isn't Professor Brown
just
still
give them
around?
time.
We can just do sequels.
Give them time. No, it's all right because then, of course, the professor will have to be,
I'm sorry, but the way Michael J. Fox is at the minute, him trying to turn the key to get the car to start would take like several hours.
Hang on, wouldn't it be like Doc Brown will be? I mean, it'll they'll obviously have to make him brown because reasons. And then
Maybe he could be Iranian. Just switch the folks that originally.
Exactly. Yeah, why not? Yeah, make him actually Iranian.
Oh, if you're gonna do something like that, do it meta.
Yeah, no.
Of course, the CIA would be shooting him at the very first thing.
He's a CIA operative.
Yeah, and then
so plutonium from.
So he makes the time machine out of yellow cake, right? Because we all know that's real.
No, let's be honest here. It wouldn't be Iranians. It would be the KKK, and Marty McFly would be black. Doc Brown would be a Muslim, and that would be the story.
Oh no, yeah, but what would the chick be? And she's got to be some kind of wife.
She'd be trans. She'd be
Native
a man.
American.
No, not even a waifu. No,
she should have a picture she'd have a picture of Elizabeth Warren, on her bedstand.
There's got to be some kind of cheeky little Japanese, saucy.
Oh,
I'm sorry, just my personal.
See, that might actually work, though. See?
do you have any idea how many different demographics you just appeal to there, Cabbage?
Yeah.
I
know my audience.
Well, and that's the thing. To be fair, you could technically redo it, but rather than redoing it, you're just doing a sequel. You just start from current day because we've pretty much exceeded the major timelines that, especially that.
No, you know what? If they're gonna remake this stuff, they should completely just fuck it up. You know, I mean, like if they really want to fuck it up, just fuck it up. Just make it into some, satirical. Let's go satirical.
Then you might end up with the producers.
Well, exactly. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Something funny. I mean, something that's actually a little bit of a chuckle. And I mean, why remake it? Why not satirize it? I mean, if it's meant to be so evil and bad, and like it needs to be remade, then why not satirize it?
It's not like a half of guys or less can get away with that for a couple of decades at a time.
What?
I was referring to Monty Python and the Three Stooges. They had certain bits and gimmicks that lasted for decades.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's something they could redo. They can turn around and fuck up Monty Python. Then the British will really be pissed.
Hey, not if we do it
anyway
first.
With James Bond, this new James Bond is going to freaking go down in flames.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Another get woke, go broke.
Oh, who are they casting?
Idris Elba.
I like Idris Elba.
Of course you do, because you're a fucking moron.
Hang on, that still hasn't been confirmed.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to break the general look, my thing is, as long as you're not really outright violating canon, unless you're really retconning it, if it works and it's done well.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is no canon for James Bond in terms of where we are now. I mean, there was canon originally, when it was Ian Fleming's time, right? But the canon now is just whatever producer decides to throw at it. That's why it's been extremely, flexible and variable in terms of the production.
Do you feel if Idris Elba would do a subpar job?
Yeah.
I think he'd be okay if they just had him as his son. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't see it.
I mean, there's a lot of ways they could do it and make it work, but the reality is they're not going to do. Everybody knows they're not going to do it that way.
Yeah, I don't.
They're not. He will not be. It will not be James Bond. I'm sorry, but it won't be. He won't be smooth. He won't be debonair. All right, they're gonna try and turn him into a different type of action hero. I guarantee it.
I bet you there's no cover buns anywhere inside.
I'm sorry, but they've already did that, MC. I mean, let's be honest. Daniel Craig wasn't a smooth suave. He was the action star doing Carpool.
Oh, he was. He was hard. Yeah, he was hardcore.
And I didn't like him as James Bond either.
He was
I don't know. I think he did. I think he did a pretty good job in Casino Royale. I gotta say, I like.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I thought Casino Royale. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't an ideal, in terms of like a reinterpretation. But as an independent, like if it was a second, like a separate movie, it was pretty good.
Okay, if you take it as not part of the series, then I guess.
It's sort of. I mean,
and we're back to is it canon?
Spinning over.
That's
what I mean, and that's the problem with. Yeah, but that's Ian Fleming's canon ended when he died. There is no more. So now it's basically whatever the writers and whoever buys the rights to it. This is the problem now that you've got, that the rights are the canon now.
Well, that and then they change canon however they so desire. No, you're right.
That's what I mean. Because you got the rights.
Is it just me, or is anyone else pissed off about how Disney struck down that dude that did the that little Vader, like the Lost Stories and shit, where
that was absolutely ridiculous.
He has to be used. He didn't monetize that. He launched that. He would have made probably like 80, 100 grand.
Oh, fuck off! No, it's like that prick. Who was it?
Okay,
the guy who used to be in.
First of all, he agreed to make nothing on it, so he wouldn't have made anything anyway. Secondly, Disney has already removed the strike and put it back up.
But they shouldn't have struck it to begin with.
No, they shouldn't. But
and they shouldn't have monetized it for themselves either.
Yeah, but it's like that shit that happened with the what was it? The guy from the Bill Cosby show. You know, the what's his name? Not Cartman. Carlton Dance. You know, I mean, there's people claiming intellectual property right, left, right, and center, any way they can.
That wasn't the Cosby Show, Cabby. That was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Carlton.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yes, because all the cast members look the no, I won't say.
Oh,
they do. They are. Same as Benson. Actually, no, Benson. That was a white family.
Seeing as I got a lot of my morality from Family Matters back in the day.
Well, Benson was a spin-off from Soap.
It was. I love Soap. That was fucking.
Everyone loved freaking Billy Crystal's character. I thought Billy Crystal's character was so damn stupid.
Yeah, but that's how they got the fags into it. You see, that's how you got desensitized to the whole homo thing. So it's a slippery slope. That's how it starts.
But
Billy Crystal,
for the benefit of society. If you're going to do something, do it
well. Hold on. You said it's for the benefit of society. You want to tell me why society is so much better off today than it was 15 years ago?
Yeah, by having fags.
Donald Trump is president of the United States.
How is that better than 15 years ago?
I have no idea. Is it?
That's my question. Is society, is American society better than it was 15 years ago?
In what measurement? Because we felt a lot.
It's your measurement. Pick it out. You're in your. You know, this would have been in your formative teen years. You tell me.
Well, I think more folks actually identified as Americans.
There's fewer people identified as Americans. Great. That to you is a benefit to the world, a benefit to the country.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a benefit at all. I think that's our problem.
Well, gee, now, so we do things in these shows that divides us further and further apart, and you go, well, it was a beneficial thing, huh?
I'm not relating this particular show and that correlation.
I'm not saying, but fucking Tim Pool. Hello, dude.
I listed events and I gave dates.
Fuck off.
I think you're on a loop. I think you've gotten lazy, man. You're just used to all my ideas all the time.
No, right. Because I'm sorry, but you are continuous. So I only need to use the loop.
You don't even listen to most
years ago. Who was the president?
Which president? What, Reagan at the time? I think, wasn't it?
No.
What?
Was it Bush
15 years ago.
Oh, 15. I think it was Bush, wasn't it?
Bush had just became president and you had 9/11 just happened.
Yep.
And you want to know how things could possibly get better?
You're worried.
Bush.
I said, I said, is our society better?
Everybody likes a bit of
I'm still sticking with Bush as my entire answer.
Internet is better because of Bush. Right? Is that what you're saying?
We might have additional lag because of Bush.
Ah. Well, he was a slag. See, only Jensen got that.
Oh yeah, I got that. I was laughing at the accent as well. That made it.
Should we push for a constitutional amendment for the all remaining living presidents to have a Sunday show?
What?
Hang on, maybe not constitutional into Venezuela. I seem to remember, wasn't it Venezuela? Didn't Hugo Chavez used to have what was it? His weekend jazz playing escapades in his TV show.
But people liked him.
No, they had no choice because that was all the fucking thing that was on TV anyway. Because they only had one channel, bro.
Well, you got to try to boost morale somehow.
Means you would make a wonderful Nazi.
Oh, dude.
The terrible thing is I might be able to. I've thought about it a lot.
You know what? Seriously. Get the tattoo.
I think this
give
is
it up.
where we should just hand memes over to Voice and just let them go off and have their own little Fourth Reich. They'll be happy.
Oh no, Voice. I think Voice would destroy me.
Oh, my buddy had to change his band because of that.
Yeah, Voice would. Memes would be.
No, it sounds suspiciously like what you just said. It didn't say that, but the insinuation for a much more progressive individual than myself would it wouldn't be good mimetic.
Progressive, yeah, right. As if anything you fucking ever say is anything to do with progress.
How often do you listen?
Whenever you fucking talk,
why are
and
people
that's
so
not
freaking
exactly
stupid?
Irregular. Well, it's
genetic.
No, I'm reading a story.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying.
During a press conference today, Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker said that Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe into the Trump campaign and Russia is nearing its end. The investigation, and then it goes, I think, close to being completed, and I hope that we can get the report from Mueller as soon as possible. It isn't coming to an end. They just freaking indicted freaking Stone. Where does this people come off thinking this is coming close to an end?
MC, what did they arrest Roger Stone at like 6 o'clock in the morning for?
Lying to Congress.
Did they need to go in with full?
No, they didn't need. They didn't need 27 FBI agents. They didn't need to call in. They didn't need to do a pre-dawn raid, and they didn't need to sit there and call CNN to film it all.
That sounds like a lot of overtime.
All they had to do was call him up. Yeah, and you know what? This is done by your liberal people, because the liberals are the fucking fascists.
They then sit up there and had a bunch of protesters outside. So when he was released a few hours later, there was a whole group of protesters at the courthouse with already pre-made signs.
Yeah, but he got to do the Nixon
look, memes. Why would you tie your colors to these? Why
he did come out and troll them. That whole Nixon pose was pretty awesome.
Well, you look at what happened. It's like, how old is he? Like 62, 65, 75? 66. Okay. So he's not exactly a spring chicken. And to be fair, didn't they do something similar to Paul Manafort?
Okay, so they're fucking assaulting an old... So they're assaulting an old chicken.
You do realize the FBI under Donald Trump has gone after both his former campaign manager and one of his buddies with full tactical gear. Can you say
it is insane?
You can't say that it's not like, oh my God, he's controlling everything.
Memes, why for the love of God would you tie your colors to the kind of, to this kind of operations and the things that are being done in favor of your liberal views?
I didn't know I was tied to anything.
You are, because
you're associating.
You associate yourself. Yeah, exactly. That's called tying your colors to something.
I also associate with you.
Yeah, well, no, you talk to me, but I don't associate. I mean, I don't associate myself in any way, shape, or form.
That's fucked.
No fucking way. No way. I do not. No. If anyone ever comes to me, it's like, no, I told the guy he was a complete cunt, and I said it to his face. I am not associating with you. I'm debating with you, maybe. I'm interacting with you, but I'm not associating with you in any iota until you actually get some level of sanity.
Kevin, you slipped into the flour. You're slowly being digested. Keep working yourself out.
No, you're not a Venus flytrap.
Why exactly are they? Why are they going after?
No, the coniferous one.
MC, why are they going after Roger Stone like this? What did they lie about? What do they have?
Because they were trying to prove that Roger Stone was the connection that Trump had to WikiLeaks.
Was he?
No,
I mean, I know he associates with Alex Jones.
Of course he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Nobody had any connection with WikiLeaks. And they're trying to prove that they're just trying to pull stuff out their ass, and then they're claiming he lied. When you really look at it, if I was on the jury for the first part of what they said he was lying about from what they've been reporting in the press, now I haven't seen everything, But the evidence that they brought out that said this proves he lied, I was looking at it and going, no, it doesn't. This proves absolutely nothing. The evidence that they said proves that he was obstructing justice. It's like, this doesn't prove he's obstructing justice. This is nothing. They're making ties in and drawing conclusions from emails that are completely, out of context. And it's like, there's a problem here.
Context doesn't matter. We know that now, right? Because liberals.
Oh, well, you just took his words and they're like, so Roger, so what you're saying is you're actually the Roger.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. They did exactly that.
That is exactly what they said.
And look how it worked out for her. Okay, when there was actually a response to it. Okay, so you want to play your fucking Channel 4 interviewer technique. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Has he been released on bond already?
Oh yeah, he was released immediately on $200,000 bond. And he says, I'm going to sit up there and fight this. I'm going to take it all the way up. I'm going to tell everyone the truth. I'm tired of this crap. And he's one of the people who has the money to actually hire real lawyers to defend his ass.
Well, he's actually, no.
Broke like Manafort
claiming. Well, I don't know. I've seen a couple of articles about him saying that he was, suffering, fiscal penury.
You look on his books. They probably don't look good, and then you look at the rest of his assets, and you're like, oh, all right. I don't know this.
A small team of Israeli scientists think they may have found the first complete cure for cancer.
What?
We believe we will offer in a year's time a complete cure for cancer, said Dan Arador, of a new treatment being developed by his company, Accelerated Evolution Biotechnologies. Why does the name of his company begins to cause me to wonder, what the hell is it? Accelerated Evolution Biotechnologies Limited.
This sounds like crowdfunding bullshit. Pay attention in the near future.
This is from the Jerusalem Post.
So either we can thank the Jews for curing cancer, or if this is as good as
like solar roadways.
Right up there with the miles.
It's a genetic version of solar roadways.
Real quick, guys. This just came into my phone through Google News. Houston, Texas. This was last updated 8 minutes ago. 5 Houston police officers have been shot in Southeast Houston. The officers were reportedly serving a narcotics warrant. Details are coming in. There are 2 suspects dead on the scene, 5 officers shot, and a 3rd suspect barricaded within the house that they were serving.
So they didn't have the 27 freaking FBI agents. They were too busy freaking over in Florida looking at Roger Stone's house.
I suppose, but yeah, that's just now breaking. So I just wanted to get that story out there. It's never good when an officer's shot, much less 5 of them. Holy shit.
And all I'm going to say is gun control. Ha!
The war on drugs is what I was thinking. They were serving a narcotics warrant.
Many criminals don't care if the firearm's illegal.
Really? So you're going to tell me it's a surprise that criminals don't care that firearms are illegal?
Oh, no, that really shouldn't be a surprise.
Really am. I always thought criminals were law-abiding citizens. Someone's been feeding
no. For many things they might be. I mean, take Walter White, for instance. I mean, he was a hard-working guy that had a car wash and a multi-billion-dollar
5 officers were shot. The Houston PD was responding to a scene at 78,000 Harding when officers had been struck with gunfire following an encounter with a suspect. The tweet said, officers are en route to the hospital. Please avoid the area. Yield for emergency vehicles. Further updates will be provided as they come in, I guess, as available.
Close encounter of the first kind.
By the way, does this sound like the start-up to Predator 2 to anyone else?
Oh, please. Predator 2. Another failure.
They were shot while serving a warrant, apparently. Confirmed that 5 members of the department were shot Monday evening. The department gave no word of the officers' conditions. We have several officers shot. Please pray for our officers on the way to the scene now. More information to follow. Joe Gabaldi, the head of the police union in Houston, said the officers have been taken to the hospital. According to multiple local reports, the incident took place in a residential area of the city's southeast side. KHOU TV reported that the Houston police was serving a warrant at the resident at the time of the shooting. The station reported that one suspect had been killed and 2 other suspects were barricaded in the home.
To quote Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels, will everybody please stop getting shot?
Nice.
I can guarantee you this. If the suspects are black, the lefties will blame the police.
Yep.
What about Mocha? How does it work when that happens?
Police brutality. That's all that they're going to say, and we know it.
We decided to serve the warrant after we watched the suspects walk into the house with a MAGA hat. We swear it was a MAGA hat.
My God, can you believe that now, right? They used to throw guns at people in order to, you know, frame them. Now they throw a hat.
Just pull a hat, throw it on the ground. Yeah, he was a MAGA hat guy. He was a MAGA hat. That's what caused it. That's all you need for framing people.
Cabbage, please don't revive the Punch-Out game.
Actually, did anybody see the presidential elect who's running for the presidency, Kamala Harris, start to think she's actually living in Wakanda?
I'm thinking this question is for you, MC, because you had brought it up, but we moved on from it pretty quickly. Joshua asked, so whatever happened to those police officers who were playing Russian roulette?
Well, there was 3 officers. All right, one was just watching, and the other 2 officers. This guy sit up there and emptied out a revolver, left 1 bullet in the chamber, spun the chamber, right, and then didn't aim at the person initially. He just aimed next to her, fired. She took the gun, aimed it at him, fired. He took the gun back, aimed it at her, fired. The gun, the bullet went off. All right, hit her in the chest. She was taken to the hospital, and now they're charging the officer who pulled the trigger with manslaughter. We don't know why.
What? Where was this?
The St. Louis.
This was in the United States.
St. Louis. These are the cops that led to Ferguson. Now you know what the real deal is.
We can clearly see they learned their lesson from Ferguson.
2 of them were on duty.
What the fuck is this? Super Troopers.
Like I said, 2 of them were supposed to be on duty, so you would assume that they hadn't had any alcohol. They didn't say anything about alcohol. They did not relate anything in the story that alcohol was on the scene at all. I think that they had to be drunk, personally. But
seriously, man, this is like Super Troopers. This is fucking retarded.
Yeah, but use blanks in Super Troopers.
Well, yeah. Obviously, they didn't get the memo.
Well, either that or they were thinking that each other had a bulletproof vest on. So they were playing a stupid game.
Shit. Well, dude, you're still going to ruin the vest. And then you're going to get a new vest, and they're going to be like, how'd your vest get ruined? We were playing Russian roulette.
No. The person fell and the gun went off. You know, I mean, there's lots of excuses you could make at that point.
Oh, that's true. I like the guy on the dance floor.
Yeah, it doesn't work if you shoot them in the head, though, does it?
Well, this was a lady who got shot, and she got shot in the chest. So.
Yeah. Well, you see, bad aim.
Okay, well, this is why we don't allow women on the police force. All right, that's all I'm saying.
This has no correlation. Gender has no correlation to getting shot.
Well, no. Both genders were involved in playing Russian roulette with a live freaking pistol. These are people who want to opt out of the initiator.
Had he handed her the firearm first and been a gentleman, she would have shot him.
Everybody's equal.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have been much more interesting. It would have just been clubs. Let's see how that would have worked out.
Then again, if you weren't trying to opt out of the gene pool, you wouldn't have played this kind of stupid ass game to begin with. I mean, when you think about it, what are the cops doing shooting at each other? There's criminals down the street. We could go be arresting people. No, let's shoot at each other in the middle of an apartment complex.
I told you, this is what I mean. It's Super Troopers. It's like, super bad or whatever.
Wait,
That's
they
all
were
it is. They're
on
living a
patrol?
fucking movie. These people are
two
like
of the police
memes,
officers,
They're living in a
officers
fucking...
two of the police officers were on duty. Technically on duty.
We see these people are like memes. They're just living in a fucking, in some kind of la-la land.
Yeah, but memes isn't walking
fun.
around shooting people.
He's
don't
right.
know that for sure,
Memes doesn't shoot at people. That's true.
We don't know that. There's no evidence to the contrary.
I shoot at target people.
Well, if you
But-
shot something,
still,
I think you probably end up
whatever they
shooting
give you at the
yourself.
range for
It's
a
so
dollar.
fucking incompetent.
Memes has just admitted to going into Target and shooting people live on air. I just want that noted.
What? I like Target.
See?
He likes target practice.
Well,
in
that's
Target.
The firing range. Because
Yeah.
that's where you go.
Mm-hmm. Is that what they call it?
Isn't there like gangs and stuff in St. Louis? Like, shouldn't they be like MC? You're right. They shouldn't be shooting at each other. They have plenty of other people to go shoot at. Kind of ridiculous.
This is after the Justice Department went through the entire St. Louis police force to make sure that it was up to snuff.
Well, I mean, think about it. Maybe they were doing like after work.
Well, this is when the Justice Department took over.
Making sure
the Justice Department under Barack Obama said we need to go into Ferguson and we need to fix the problems in the police department.
Well, they could.
So what do? They hire freaking officers to shoot themselves. This is advancement.
No, wasn't there
out the middle, man?
No, hang on, no, they weren't shooting themselves. They were shooting each other. I mean, be honest.
Okay.
Well, that does change. Oh, okay, well, I don't know. Wasn't there a professor that shot himself?
Probably.
Was it like in protest?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a few years ago. Shot himself in the arm.
I think it was last year,
and which was another one of the listed.
It was classified as a school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he left the janitor $100.
Yeah. Did he happen to be a liberal?
Yes, he was a liberal.
He
was doing it to make a point.
He was a true bleeding arm liberal.
Yeah, he was a Tim Pool watcher.
Yeah, but what point was he trying to prove that he's a retard?
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Yeah,
he
shouldn't have a fucking degree.
Tim Pool just did a freaking episode that says Star Trek is dead. The regressive left killed it.
Yeah.
Tim Pool, don't.
Well,
even Tim Pool recognizes that it's left.
Tim Pool has learned the algorithm. The algorithm is strong with this one.
Star Trek is dead. The regressive left killed it. Long live the Orville.
This is what I don't. Oh no, the Orville. No, please, because the Orville is such a dilution. I don't understand why people think it's so clever. It's not. It's just more of the same, really.
Cabbage, not everyone is you.
Yeah, well, not everyone is you, thank goodness.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, isn't it?
Well, Tim Pool seems to be going a little out there himself lately. Fucking, how many videos has he made lately about a civil war in America?
He is making video after video. Lately, he's been making like 6 videos a day, 7 videos a day.
I think he could be a convert.
His CPM is up.
Convert.
He's probably right up there.
He might be a convert. He's actually coming around to reality. I mean,
he's advertising.
He may not be able to say, but.
Oh, if you looked at his one yesterday, where he was talking about the difference between the identitarians for the Muslims and the identitarians for another group, right? He was trying to figure out which one was best, and he goes, "I don't know how to talk about it." He literally is going, I don't know who I should be rooting for. I don't know what the. I was just like, dude, this is exactly what you wanted.
He is
How could you not
advertiser.
you should be celebrating.
He is
this.
advertiser friendly. CPM's probably around 11. That's pretty good.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah, but this is the whole point. Advertiser friendly means you have to be liberal, right? Because otherwise you get fucking, you get dehumanized, you get deplatformed, you get removed as an identity because you're not conforming.
I don't think it's just that. Again, remove all the Nazi Pepe and 1488 memes.
Oh, please.
And you remove a lot of the mimetic. Again, if you go into arguments, yes, you have to argue arguments.
I'm going to have to leave a little bit earlier today, guys, so I'm going to have to talk to you later. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks, man.
All right. Okay, mate.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I don't know. Do you think Tim Pool's coming around? Do you think he's converting to a more libertarian or even center-right type mentality than what he's been coming forward with thus far, which is more left?
I thought it was more
I don't think he is. I don't think he knows what the fuck he is. I mean, I think he's really kind of flapping around in the wind because whatever he thought doesn't seem to be real, right? Because I mean, a lot of the things that he believed in are blowing up in his face. So he's trying to find some kind of anchor. That's why he's making so many videos about these different things.
There is a way, Cabbage. There is a way.
Well, there's a Yahweh, isn't there? Oh, well,
hey, you go. Hey, I already used that joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really interesting watching. I don't know. Everything seems to be shifting. Even the mainstream media seems to be having to fire people and trim the fat, so to say. While you have people like Sargon. I saw Sargon's video today. He's hiring people. I mean,
Tim Pool is reaching out as well, dude. This is the dynamic shift in the media. You're starting to see a lot of the old guard stuff start to constrict, and you're starting to see like a lot of these players that have been around.
But also look at the time they're trying to, the people are trying to expand are the ones who are being persecuted and deplatformed and removed from things like, their funding capacity. Well, right, because the left wing realize because cunts like you, and actually Tim Pool is, again, another contributor to this. That they basically made these pressures on to play, people like Patreon and any kind of funding tool, PayPal, whatever, in order to prevent them from even being capable, and yet they've done it in spite of all of the fucking pressures that come onto them. And they're still coming back, I mean, it really shows you that what an actual value is, right? This shows you where values lie. Because it's like what is it you say? Like in V for Vendetta, I know you like film references. An idea is you can't kill an idea, and that's the point. And so they tried to kill it. They tried to deplatform people. They tried to remove their income. They've tried to do all of these things, and yet still they're coming. And the thing is that even Tim Pool now is potentially recognizing the toxicity of his own fucking client base.
How do you think the majority of folks that watch Tim Pool are more liberal or more conservative in nature?
No, I think they're liberal. I think he's trying to appeal to a new audience because I think that's the whole point. He realizes.
Well, is he on the ground, dude? Because he got most of his street cred.
No, I think he's panicking because he knows that he's on a fucking. He's on a. He tied his. He tied his colors to the wrong flag post.
Well, he's a journalist / article reader.
Is that a polite way of saying a dick?
What? I don't know. I've never had any experience with him.
Oh, just look at him. I mean, come on, this little beanie wearing bitch.
What's your beef with beanies, man?
I'm wearing a beanie.
I got a lot. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like them. I don't know what it is.
It's warm.
It's totally I can't get any explanation behind it. I just think they make people look like fucking idiots. I can't respect anyone in a beanie. Yeah, I know. There's no rational thought behind it. It's just the way it is.
When was the last time it had
It's just a visceral response. Oh no, I got a friend of mine he wears one, and I tell him it all the time.
The cabbie has a sign up outside his house. If you're wearing a beanie, get the fuck off my property.
Exactly. You're not coming on here with that fucker on your head.
How about a flat cap? Is it okay to have a flat cap?
Flat cap's fine, mate. Yep, Trilby, so. No problem. Yeah, you good.
Baseball cap?
Fucking beanies. Baseball? Yeah. Oh, I mean, depending on what's on it.
It's a black baseball cap. Is that okay?
Good for me.
No,
it's white.
As long as it's a Boston Red Sox cap, you're fine.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
But
if it's going to be anything, that would have to be the England team. Cricket. Cricket team.
I don't know about you guys.
We're doing well. We still have the Ashes. No.
And now we're just talking about fucking hats and beanies. So I think we're winding down here. I think we're going to wrap it up a little bit early today. I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll see if Cabby survives his Ghostbusters experiment tomorrow. That should be entertaining. Good night. Good luck. And don't go to France. We're out of here. Peace.